thanks for stopping by. I'd like to preface this video by saying it is not a knitting tutorial, but it means to have something playing in the background while you work on your own knitting project. If you're like me and really enjoy having something on while you work, sometimes the videos you like are very visually engaging and you're several hours in and haven't gotten nearly as far along in your project as you would have liked to. So that's where I come in. If you're new here, welcome. And if you're returning, welcome back. Today, if you're seeing this the day that I have uploaded it, it should be Tuesday. It should be June 30th, and it is the last day that Niche Design is taking all sales of any purchases made on her Ravelry page and donating them to the Black Lives Matter movement. So if you would like to support the Black Lives Matter movement, charities and organizations associated with that, please do check out the description box and make a purchase on her Ravelry page. And I'd like to specifically highlight the Knit the Family pattern because that is going to be August's, I had a little twitch. That's going to be August's knit along project. So in August we are going to start working on the Knit the Family pattern that is available on Niche Design Ravelry page. So go ahead and check that out. You're going to see a lot of other links in the description box, including some businesses by people of color that I do patronize and support. So if you're interested in checking any of those out, please click those links as well. I'm not affiliated, I'm not being sponsored or anything. I just wanted to show my support for some things that I believe in. So let's get into this one. If you saw the video from Monday, this is just a continuation. I still have quite a bit to get off of my needles here with this cat mat. And I'm gonna be so excited when I can put the bamboo needles away and not see them for, well, I guess until the next time I need to use them for something before I'm able to purchase the metal needle equivalent. And yeah, so it is Saturday afternoon, same day, same bat channel, you know. There's such a nice breeze outside, but I can't feel it from this room. And it's funny because in my bathroom I can feel the breeze. In my bedroom there's a breeze. Downstairs by the sliding door there's a breeze, but this room I never get a breeze. And it's so annoying because it's so hot. This usually is like the strange room because sometimes it's the warmest, sometimes it's the coolest, and today it's probably the warmer one. And so I hope you guys are doing great wherever you are, whatever you're up to. That new system I was talking about last week, okay, so the thing is, like, several companies that are involved in this thing, we all migrated over at the same time, and our live date was June 24th, so last Wednesday. However, our tech person was working on some things and we couldn't get in all of the very first day. And I was like, this is horrible. And finally, Thursday rolled around and I got notice that I could get in. So I was fiddling around with some things, but it was late. It was like I had a half day Thursday and Friday, but it was funny because Thursday I had a meeting with my boss and another coworker from the same department, and they're like, you're gonna take off, right? Because of the previous week, if you remember that, I told you guys I didn't finish reviewing and testing this data until about 4:30 in the morning on Thursday. So 2 weeks ago, Thursday, I was working on that. And so my boss was like, wow, you stayed up really late to work on this, because she knew that I was not going to come in on Friday. Friday was my day off. I was not going to stay another day just to work on this. because the deadline just appeared. It's like, hey, here's some stuff. Hey, the deadline's tomorrow at 5 o'clock. And I'm like, are you kidding me? So, yeah, and then there were some delays with that. So finally got that done, and she's like, yeah, I see you worked a lot, so go ahead, take another day off. And I'm like, well, if we're supposed to be live this week, I can't just take a day off if there's more stuff I have to do. So I was like, well, let me try to do a half day. Try to do 2 half days. So it took half day Thursday, took half day Friday, but since we were supposed to be live on Wednesday, that half day Thursday just like became a weird like frenzy of trying to get some stuff done once we finally got news that we could get in. So with the new data, and it was just a craziness. It was just so crazy. So I was like so happy just to be off Friday. I took a long nap and just hung out, did my nails, washed my hair, watched some fun videos, worked on my little mini cats that I still am working on for some other coworkers, and yeah, it was just a pretty low-key Friday night. So today, Saturday, before I realized how sleepy I was gonna film yesterday, so you would have seen these videos being filmed on a Friday night instead of a Saturday afternoon. But yeah, I was just tired, so I slept. And here we are in a new day. But while I was enjoying my afternoon off, I found out that there are a couple positions open in my hometown. Well, not my hometown directly, but nearby. And same county, so I'm like, ooh, there's some hope, because I don't know if you guys remember, if you hadn't watched it, I was talking last week about how I had applied to some jobs and nothing panned out, and I was really hoping it would. And one of the positions that I wanted was given to a sister of somebody who worked in the department that I had interviewed for. So I was just like, hey, that seems a little bit like nepotism to me. Not cool, but whatever. And then I had applied to jobs back home well before all of that too, and either I made it to like stage 2 or didn't hear back at all. So I was like, darn it. But I see that the same system is hiring again, different positions, but very much in line with what the previous ones were. And if it's anything like before, where sometimes I've applied to jobs, same job or same company several times, and then maybe once I get an interview, or maybe once they're like, yeah, you know what, she doesn't seem so bad, let's have her come in, and sometimes it's like that. So I wonder if it's going to be like that for this time, where I've applied like 3 times already to this county's job market. So I'll see what happens, because if I can move home, I can stay with my parents until things settle and I can move out and get a place. And I already have a lot saved for a move, or for a down payment, or security deposit, or that house that I keep imagining I'm going to move to, or that townhouse, I guess. So maybe one day it'll be put to good use, and I just have to wait. But in the meantime, after I film with you guys, that's going to be what I'm doing, is applying to those jobs and hoping something bites this time. But if not, it doesn't. Thankfully, Right now, it's kind of slow everywhere, so I was really surprised when I saw the jobs posted, because it's like, oh, I didn't think they were looking for people, but if they are, heck, why not give it a shot again? And the next time, again and again, and maybe they'll see my name enough. They're like, you know what, this person's super serious. Maybe we should really look at her her resume closer and see what she's about. So, yes. So it's not weird for me to find something and apply, not get it, see it again, apply, not get it, see it again, apply, maybe get an interview. The job that I had before I have the job I have now, like my previous employer, I guess that makes more sense. I applied to work at my previous employer 3 times before I was hired there, and each time it was a different position, or but it was like within the same department, different position. And so that took a while before anything actually materialized. So I'm not too worried, but at the same time, at this point, I'm not like super desperate, because I'm not being worked to death like I used to be when I was in person. And I think because of some changes in management, they acknowledge that happened to me and are gonna make sure that it doesn't happen to me again. So that's a good news, but the fact that it happened in the first place is not acceptable. But I don't have the luxury to just leave without some kind of safety net, you know what I mean? So had to stick it out till something comes my way. And thankfully, everybody I work with now is well aware that I'm at that point where it's been time for a while for me to find something else, and they're all very much supportive of that, so that's good, at least. I know some places where I have people I know who've worked, where you're like, if people knew you were looking, they would have already said, fine, bye, you can leave now, and here's the door, don't let it hit you on the way out, good riddance. And then, they're already being let go before they can even put in the resignation letter. So some places are definitely not as understanding of people's career growth and development as others, but thankfully my jobs have always been very well aware of my career goals and what I want to do, where I want to be. Most of them do ask that when you're in your interviews, so it's like, hey, this isn't a forever, this is just a for right now kind of a situation. And so we are on our way. Just so sad. It's like nice and cloudy. I can hear the leaves rustling in the trees, but that breeze is just, it's not making its way in here. It's so sad. So very sad. But it's funny, I was watching this, I was watching somebody on YouTube, and they were talking about the weather in England. I can't remember where in England they are, but it was hot, but not like super, super hot, but like hot for England. And so that person was like, oh my gosh, it's so bad, I have my fan on, and everyone's complaining that I'm complaining, but literally it's always cold and gross here, so when it gets just a little hot, it feels like you're dying. And I was like, I can understand that. In the Midwest, it just does its own thing sometimes, but we have super hot summers, super cold winters, And I'm like a spring, fall kind of person, because back home we always had a nice mild season every season. Like, it'd get cold, but it wasn't like below zero crazy. And it gets hot, but an 80-degree day is like a really hot day. And here it's like 80 is about average. So, I don't know. I just don't like to be uncomfortable. I guess that's my response. I don't like to be uncomfortable. And that's one reason why a lot of the places I'm looking at, when I finally get to move to some other place, I would love to have central AC. I had central AC once, and I lived in that place for about 2 years. It was the best apartment ever, by the way. Besides this one having laundry inside, that's pretty awesome. But the place I lived in before was this beautiful loft, concrete floors. I love the industrial look of it. Exposed brick. Well, I have exposed brick here, but it was like this townhouse, this wall, this is a common wall, so I have somebody on the other side. So this wall is all brick, top to bottom. This room, the bathroom's all, drywalled out, but downstairs, the living room, dining room area is brick. So this wall here, ceiling to floor, brick. And my old apartment, like that, the loft was brick. And you had this big air duct, heat, AC came through. It was wonderful. It was the most comfortable feeling apartment. Never ever too hot, too cold. I was sandwiched between a floor above me, a floor below me, neighbors on all three walls, neighbor to my left, to my right, and to my back. And it was just comfortable. And we ran the AC, but hardly ever, because the concrete kept everything nice and cool. And it was nice. It was so nice. That was the best apartment as far as like features. And if I wanted to, I could rent one of their in-unit washers, but I wouldn't want to pay like $75 a month. They definitely nickeled and dimed us there, but it was a cool place. Awesome security. There was like this door, like the ringer was linked to your phone. So like, say I had a package coming and the UPS driver hit the buzzer, it would ring to my phone and I could say hello, and they would just be like, UPS. I'm like, cool, I'll let you in. And I hit like number 4 or something, and it would make the buzzer go, so then they could get in. And I'm like, oh, that was great. So awesome. Had an elevator, didn't have to walk up all these stairs like most of my apartments. It was nice. I was super spoiled in that one. And this one's like, if I had the AC, this would be like the next level, except it's not nearby anything. That apartment and the one I was in before that loft, I was really close to public transit, so I didn't have to walk far at all to get where the mass transit was, so I can get where I was going. And that was nice too. So, now I'm feeling all nostalgic about some of the places I lived. Let me know in the comments, is there, if you've lived a bunch of places, is there one place that was like absolutely like your perfect place? Let's say you live there, or you would like want to cobble together all of your previous apartments or houses into one perfect place. Where would it be? Mine would, well, I don't have a pillow. Let me scoot that. Lumbar support, gotta love it. Mine would probably be this size house, so a 2-bedroom, though, I mean, as far as like where I've already been, because if it had 2 baths, that'd be even better, so then I don't have to fight my partner to do our business, take a shower, whatever. But this size townhouse with the central heating and cool floors and security of my loft I lived in with the high ceilings. I love the high ceilings. But the location of where I grew up, no, not even that, but like the major city, but like the transit abilities of my place 3 places ago, yeah. But the cost of my very first place I lived outside of student housing. Yeah, that's, I think, what I would do. Oh, and all of the amenities of the loft, because it had a washer, or it had a dishwasher, central AC, central heating, the really cool floors, exposed brick. It was nice. The only problem, I think, with that, besides not having an unit washer dryer and having to pay pet deposit and dealing with neighbors, was the fact that it didn't have a bedroom. It was just a true loft, just a big old room, and you had to kind of like divide it up how you wanted to make it look more like it had separation. They did actually have, thankfully they had this rod that kind of went around part of the bedroom area so you could install curtains. So that's what we did. We had curtains that were drawn to partition out the bedroom from the rest of the apartment. But it wasn't really private beyond that, because if you walk by it fast enough, you get enough of a breeze. If you were like changing on the other side, someone could see you, or the cat's always walking underneath it like they didn't care. So there was that. Okay. I feel like this is just gonna be the never-ending project, guys. Like, just knitting along this line, and it's just never-ending. But that's okay. I think this kind of knitting is nice because it is so easy to talk with you guys and not lose track of where I am or what I'm doing, just because all I'm doing is knitting. Just your simple garter stitch. Oh, hey, I know this is in the middle of this, but what if I try like this again? Ooh, I didn't look yet. I didn't look to see how she was holding her yarn. How was she doing it? Gosh darn it, I should have looked at that before I came in here. Because I think I'm holding it too looped, because I can't get enough slack without adjusting myself, and the point is not to let go, but I have to when it gets too tight around my hand. So it's not really, yeah, see, you have to go like that. It's not helping. Not helping me. Maybe I just go like this. There has to be some way where I hold it. I'm making this way too hard. I just need to watch her video again, and I can't believe I forgot that fast. So I'm like, how is she doing it? Oh, maybe it's like that. She did it like some way where she turned and it was like bing, like boop, magic. Nope, nope. I swear it was something, guys. I swear. She had it. I think I remember. I vaguely remember, but it was somewhere kind of like between her index and middle finger, and then she kind of just flicked her hand, and then it went into place the way she wanted it to. Who am I talking about? The Fiber Expressions lady, and her video on how she can knit continental. How did she do it? That's bothering me. How did she flip her hand? Was it like this? No, because this is tight for some reason. Maybe I almost got it. Nope. Darn it. I don't know. Gosh. Dang. Alright, now I'm getting mad. Maybe next week, guys. I'll try really hard to look it up and remember so that next week when we film with this, then I'll have the technique down. But I'm not going back downstairs, because if I go downstairs yet now and I'm like hit with that AC because my partner has it on, I'm not going to want to come up here, and I want to make sure I get my videos in, so we're just going to suffer a little bit. And I'm going to knit like a throwing person because that's what I can do right now. Ugh. Well, here we are. Are we halfway? Yeah, we're about halfway at this point. Well, at least I have an idea of how long it actually takes me to knit this and do a video. But there we are. Thank you so much for joining me this afternoon while we continue to knit with the cat mat, blanket, mat. I don't know what size it'll be when it's all said and done and felted, but it's going to be something for my kitty cats. And I do appreciate you watching. Do comment below if you have your best of apartments, if there was one apartment you absolutely loved that you just loved it for everything it was, or if you would like to like combine places you've lived into like the perfect home setting. I'd like to know what your Frankenstein house looks like, so tell me in the comments there, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.